Hello and welcome to Primetime News on Mitv. I am Victor Daniels. In the news, the Federal High Court in Abuja has fixed January the 7th to rule on the bail applications filed by the former Attorney General of Federation and person of Abubakar Malami's son, his son Abubakar Abdulaziz, and his wife Bashir Sabi. Justice Emeka Nwite on Friday set the date after counsel for the defense Joseph Daudu SAN and counsel to the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission Ekele Ihanacho SAN adopted their processes and presented their arguments. The EFCC in the charge named the ex-minister, his wife and son as the first, second and third defendants respectively in a money laundering case. The anti-graft agency accused the defendants of carrying out various suspicious transactions and attempting to conceal the unlawful origin of billions of naira through bank accounts and property acquisitions across Abuja, Kano, and Kebbi. The alleged offences were committed between 2015 and 2025, were committed a period that includes the Malami's tenure as AGFs under the administration of the late former President Muhammadu Buhari. The commission alleged that Malami, his son, and Sabe conspired to disguise the origin of funds, acquire property indirectly, and retain sums they allegedly knew were proceeds of unlawful activity in violation of the Money Laundering Prohibition and Prevention Acts of 2011 as amended in 2022. In another development, the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission has dismissed allegations by Bauchi State Governor Bala Mohammed that the agency is being used by political opponents to persecute him and officials of his administration. In a statement posted on its official X handle on Friday, the anti-graft agency described the governor's claim as wild and far-fetched, insisting that it operates independently and without political influence. The EFCC was responding to comments credited to Mohammed, in which he alleged that the commission was being deployed by political interest, particularly the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, to target him and his aides. The statement said the EFCC is an independent agency created to fight economic and financial crimes, and adding it, the Commission is non-partisan and discharges its mandate without affection or ill will. The attempt to portray it as a palpable agency that panders to the demands of the certain political interests is therefore mischievous and condemnable. The Commission said it was derogatory for the governor to link its activities in the Bauchi state to influence of any political office holder. Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu on Friday visited the scene of the devastating fire outbreak of the Great Nigerian Insurance GNI building on Martin Street, Lagos Island, where he confirmed the death of 8 persons and ordered the continued closure and planned demolition of the distressed structures in the area. The governor, who addressed the journalists at the site, began by observing a minute of silence in honor of those who lost their lives in the incident. He disclosed that 5 of the deceased had been identified, while 3 others would require a DNA test due to the severity of the burn sustained. The governor said that the site remains an active rescue and recovery zone with emergency agencies, including the Lagos State Emergency Management Agency, National Emergency Management Agency, a Lagos State Ambulance Service, the police, DSS, and other first responders still on ground. He described the building and its surroundings as extremely unsafe, stressing that even without professional assessment, the level of structural distress was obvious. Sanwo-Olu said that material integrity tests would still be carried out, but government would not hesitate to take a firm decision to protect lives and property. Sanwo-Olu announced that the entire area within a 100-meter radius of the GNI building would remain sealed off to all commercial activities for as long as it takes to safely clear the site. He said that professional engineers would move into the erect scaffolding, stabilize the ground, and deploy heavy equipment such as excavators and bulldozers for debris removal and demolition.
We're still declaring that this whole area, 100 meters from this side, will remain shut. It will remain closed for buildings, for businesses. It doesn't matter how long it's going to take us to clean up the place, but it's going to remain closed. And I'm saying this to all of them. Because each time they refuse to comply, these are the things that you see. It will be an opportunity for us to do a lot of regeneration also in this whole area. Right? And so we're speaking and we're talking to property owners, we're talking to whatever name they are, developers. Let them come forward, because it's not going to be that building alone. It's going to be a tough decision, but it's going to be a proper decision that we're going to be taking to preserve life and property. Because when it happens, it is still on us. We're still on a life environment, in terms of the place being safe. It's still not safe, right? So you can see that the fire trucks are still there. There's no fire, but they're doing what they call damping down to ensure that all of the concrete and the steel, they'll come to the barest level of temperature before we can bring in professionals, excavators, and bulldozers that will start cleaning and removal of the debris that we'll have on site. Under this canopy is also an help desk. Like I said, LASEMA is there, NEMA is there, LASEMBOS is there. People are taking inquiries and are taking information as into whatever step of support that are required.
The Oyo State government has explained why Governor Seyi Makinde did not publicly announce the receipt of a 30 billion naira intervention fund from the federal government following the January 2024 Bodija explosion, stating that special intervention funds are subject to the budgeting process and do not require public announcement upon receipt. The explanation was contained in a statement issued by the Commissioner for Information, Prince Dotun Oyelade. The state government also disclosed that the 30 billion naira released by the federal government in November 2024 remains untouched in a dedicated bank account, as it is still awaiting the release of the outstanding 20 billion naira balance from the 50 billion naira approved for the reconstruction of Old Bodija and its environs. Their explanation comes in the wake of revelation by the former governor of Ekiti State, Governor Ayodele Fayose, that the federal government gave Governor Makinde intervention support for the explosion victims. Fayose, in a television interview, had challenged Makinde to give account of how he spent a 50 billion naira released to him by the federal government. And in a response, Makinde, through his media aide, Sulaiman Olariwaju, revealed that indeed the 50 billion naira intervention fund was approved, but only 30 billion naira was released. A further addressing the matter, Oyo Information Commissioner said the 30 billion naira remained untouched and domiciled in the Oyo State Government Infrastructure Support Account since it was released in 2024. Oyelade said the state government deliberately refrained from assessing the funds because the remaining 20 billion naira had been withheld by relevant federal agencies without any official explanation. And more than 35,000 delegates from Nigeria and across the world have converged on Ilaro, Ogun State for the 71st Annual Convention of the Ahmadiyya Muslim Jamaat. The three-day gathering focused on the urgent need for unity within the Muslim Ummah and peaceful coexistence across the faith and nations. The Ahmadiyya Conference grounds in Ilaro became a global village between December 90th and 21st as delegates from Nigeria, the United Kingdom, Equatorial Guinea and other countries gathered for the 2025 Jalsa al-Salana. The theme and holds fest all together by the rope of Allah and be not be divided set the tone for the gathering. The spiritual session opened on Friday with Jumu'ah prayers led by the Amir of the Ahmadiyya Muslim Jamaat of Nigeria and a live broadcast of the Friday sermon from the worldwide head of community. The formal opening featured the flag hoisting, Quranic recitation and a message of guidance to Nigerian members. And Saturday's highlight was a keynote lecture on unity and global challenges, urging the Muslims to draw strength from history and collective purpose. The convention also promoted the interfaith and national dialogue with traditional rulers, diplomats and representatives of the Christian Association of Nigeria in attendance. And as the 71st Jalsa concludes, the message remains clear: unity, peace and faith-driven cooperation are essential for addressing today's global challenges.
Kuma ya kasance wanda zai samu kansa yana kokari ya samu kusanci da Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Ba wannan kadai bane ba, kuma za su yi kokari su ga cewa
The Ogun State Police Command has arraigned the driver of the Lexus sports utility vehicle allegedly involved in the accident that earlier stirred public concern following the reported involvement of the former world heavyweight boxing champion Anthony Joshua. The driver, identified as Adeni Mobolaji Kayode, aged 46 years was on Friday charged before Shagamu Magistrate Court, and according to the police public relations officer in the state, DSP Oluseyi Babashe, in a statement issued in Abeokuta on January 2nd, 2026. The police said the case has been adjourned till January 20th, 2026 to allow further proceedings. Plateau State Governor Caleb Mutfwang has officially joined the All Progressive Congress APC. The chairman of the APC in the state, Rufus Batra, presented the membership card of the party to the governor on Friday in Jos. Speaking at the event, Mutfwang said that his defection to the APC was in the interest of the state. The governor, who promised an all-inclusive system in spite of the change in party, called on the people of the state to unite at all times. He stated that the journey the party embarked on is a journey of faith, and he believed that Plateau will reap the dividends of this union. The governor thanked the members of the People's Democratic Party, his former party, for providing him with a platform for his political journey. He said that his defection to the APC will spur him to provide qualitative leadership to the state. Mutfwang, who thanked President Bola Tinubu for his deep love for Plateau, promised to support his re-election bid in 2027. Meanwhile, the National Working Committee of the New Nigerian People's Party has dissolved its Kano State Executive as well as the local government and ward leaders ahead of the defection of the state governor, Abba Yusuf's defection to the All Progressive Congress. NNPP National Publicity Secretary Oladipo Johnson stated in a Friday statement that the NWC plans to establish a caretaker committee soon. And recall that the NNPP national leader and former Kano State Governor Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso and Yusuf have been embroiled in a political crisis. The governor is reportedly on the verge of joining the APC, a move strongly opposed by Kwankwaso. The Kano State chapter of the APC has confirmed that Yusuf is expected to join the party in a few days. Johnson, however, emphasized that the dissolution was carried out in accordance with the provisions of the party's constitution. He stated that the National Working Committee of the New Nigerian People's Party after an emergency meeting, has, in accordance with the constitution of the party, announced that the solution of its executive committees at the state, local government and ward levels in Kano State. And that's it on the local news. We'll now take a short break. When we'll come back, we'll take some stories from the foreign scene. Welcome back in the foreign scene. A 6.5 magnitude earthquake shook Mexico City and parts of southwestern Guerrero State on Friday. The National Seismological Service confirmed this. President Claudia Sheinbaum was forced to evacuate the presidential palace during her regular morning press conference, and along with the journalists in attendance when the earthquake alert sounded. They returned a minute later and said that earthquake's epicenter was situated 15 kilometers from San Marcos in the southern state of Guerrero, and that is about 230 kilometers from Mexico City. Sheinbaum said the preliminary reports indicated no serious damage in either Mexico City or Guerrero. The U.S. Geological Survey said that the earthquake struck at 13:58 GMT or 7:58 AM local time. A fighting has broken out in Yemen's Hadramaut province that borders Saudi Arabia between forces loyal to the region's Saudi-backed governor and the separatist Southern Transitional Council. The STC accused Saudi Arabia of bombing its forces near the border, but Hadramaut's governor Salim al-Kenbashi says the efforts to take back military bases from the STC are meant to peacefully and systematically reclaim Yemen's southern province. The development comes days after Saudi Arabia and internationally recognized Yemeni government it backed accuses the United Arab Emirates of arming the STC and pushing it to seize part of the Hadramaut and Al-Mar province in southern Yemen last month. United States President Donald Trump has said that Washington is locked and loaded to respond to Iran kills that more protesters after cost of living demonstration in the country turned deadly. Protesters and security forces clashed in several Iranian cities on Thursday, with 6 reportedly killed in the first death since the unrest escalated. Shopkeepers in the capital, Tehran, went on strike on Sunday over high prices and economic stagnation, actions that have since spread to other parts of the country. Trump said on his Truth Social platform on Friday that if Iran shoots and violently kills peacefully protesters, which is their custom, the United States of America will come to their rescue. The Secretary of the Supreme National Security Council, Ali Larijani, condemned Trump's remarks, saying that he should know that American interference in the internal issue is equivalent to chaos across the entire region and the destruction of American interests. Investigators are rushing to identify the victims, establish a cause of a devastating first fire at a New Year's Eve party that ripped through a bar in the Swiss Alps town of Crans, Montana. Relatives and friends have been scrambling to find the loved ones, with many circulating photos on social media, and after the disaster had happened in the early hours of 2026, killing about 40 people and injuring about 115 others, and many seriously. Officials have started the arduous process of identifying the victims, but with some of the bodies boldly burned, police warned that the process could take days or even weeks. Matthias Reynard, head of government of the Cantons of Valais, said that experts will be using the dental and DNA samples for the task. He said that all the work needs to be done because the information is so terrible and sensitive that nothing can be told to the families unless they are 100% sure. And a court in Pakistan has sentenced several journalists and social media commentators to life imprisonment, and after convicting them of inciting violence during riots in 2023, a link to the arrest of former Prime Minister Imran Khan. An anti-terrorism court judge, Tyler Bass-Sipra, announced the verdict on Friday in the capital, Islamabad, after completing the trials held in absentia. The convicted include former army officer turned YouTuber Adil Raja and Saeed Akbar Hussain. The journalist Wahad Saeed Khan said that commentators Haider Razi and analysts made president according to the court's decision. And none of these accused was present in the court, as they have been living abroad and after leaving Pakistan in recent years to avoid the arrest. We'll now take a short break. While we'll come back, we'll take some stories in sport. Welcome back in sport. Super Eagles forward Ademola Lookman has been named among the best players in the group stage of the 2025 AFCON, the only Nigerian player in the team, while Eric Chelle was picked as the best coach. And after 3 rounds of matches, the group stage 11 was released by the Confederation of African Football on Friday. Lookman, who has 2 goals and 2 assists in 2 matches at the tournament, was named in a 3-man midfield alongside Morocco's Brahim Diaz and Cameroon's Carlos Baleba. He scored his first goal of the tournament with the match winner against Tanzania in Nigeria's first game, while he also bagged 2 assists and goal in the 3-2 win over Tunisia in the second game. And according to CAF, the forward has functioned with the instinct of a midfielder at the tournament, making him one of the most dangerous players so far. CAF stated that the Nigerian forward turned midfielder Lookman was a constant threat with his direct running, creativity and eye for goal. His versatility allowed him to play both as an attacking midfielder and a winger, and his movement off the ball was a nightmare for defenders. CAF said that Lookman's intelligence is in finding pockets of spaces and his ability to produce key passes in critical moments. Team to the top of their group table with 3 wins was also named the best coach of the group stage. And under the guidance of Eric Chelle, the Nigerian national team displayed a tactical brilliance and a cohesive team structure. Chelle's approach was marked by a solid defensive setup, quick transition, and giving attacking players the freedom to express themselves. The president of Mozambique, Daniel Francisco Chapo, has charged the members ahead of the round of 16 tie against the Super Eagles of Nigeria at 2025 Cup of Nations in Morocco, announcing an extraordinary bonus of 11.3 million naira if they beat Nigeria. In a message issued addressed to the Mozambique players and coaching staff, the head of state praised the team's showing in the group stage and congratulated the members for qualifying for the round of 16. He described the achievement as unprecedented and meritorious, noting that it filled the nation with pride. He also commended the players and coaching staff for their courage, discipline and determination, which enabled the team to reach a new feat on the continental stage. Mozambique qualified for the knockouts phase, setting up a meeting with one of the most impressive teams at the tournament after finishing 3rd in the Group F despite a 2-1 defeat to Cameroon in the final group match. Nigeria and Mozambique will face off at the Complex Sportive the Fets on Monday, January the 5th at 8 p.m. A Bournemouth manager, Anthony Iraola, has confirmed that forward Antonio Semenyo will feature in his side's match against Arsenal, dismissing speculations over an imminent transfer. Speaking ahead of Saturday's Premier League clash, Iraola made it clear that no deal has been concluded involving the Ghanaian international, noting that Semenyo will play tomorrow against Arsenal. Semenyo has been linked with a move away from Vitality Stadium following a series of impressive performances this season, prompting rumors of interest from several top clubs. The Bournemouth boss comment suggests the forward remains fully committed to Bournemouth as they prepare for the visit of league leaders Arsenal. The Cherries will be hoping Semenyo's availability provides a boost as they look to secure a positive result against Mikel Arteta's side. Speaking on the Chelsea's job link, he said that he is very happy at Bournemouth, saying his issue was not about transferring things. Mikel Arteta has urged Arsenal to break their New Year jinx as the Gunners battle for their first Premier League title in more than 2 decades. Arsenal are 4 points clear of second place Manchester City at the halfway point of the season and remain favourites to claim a 14th English League crown. However, on the previous 5 occasions across the past 23 years, when they have ended the calendar year on top of the table, they have failed to win the title. The most recent occasion was 3 seasons ago when the Arteta's men finished their campaigns 5 points behind Pep Guardiola's City. The Arsenal boss, speaking on the eve of the Gunners' trip to Bournemouth, said that he was not aware of the dispiriting statistics but urged the players to break the jinx. Arteta said that his players were desperate to be crowned English champions for the first time since 2004 after finishing as the runner-ups 3 times in a row. Arteta said his players were in a buoyant mood after thumping third-place Villa 4-1 at the Emirates on Tuesday, with City held to a goalless draw by Sunderland 2 days after. The Spaniard said that he was happy with his team's position at the halfway point of the campaign, but insisted it can always be better. And Chelsea's under-21 head coach Callum McFarlane will take temporary charge of the first team for Sunday's Premier League clash against Manchester City following the departure of Enzo Maresca on New Year's Day. And according to a post obtained from the club's website, speaking to Cobham ahead of the match, McFarlane described the past 24 hours as a crazy whirlwind, but said he's focused on preparing the players for the Etihad Stadium. He said that he does not know what the future would look like beyond after the game, but right now the brief is to prepare the lads for Man City on Sunday, as saying that he would go there looking to give a good account of themselves and trying to obtain a good result.